Are you someone who has experienced abuse? Then this video is for you.
How am I supposed to get ahead when you're wasting my goddamn money?
Narcissistic abuse leaves lasting impacts on its victims, often manifesting in ways that are not immediately obvious. Understanding these signs can be the first step toward healing. Here are 7 strange signs that you might have deep emotional scars from narcissistic abuse. The first strange sign we will talk about is subtlety. One of the hallmarks of narcissistic abuse is how sneaky it is. Unlike obvious abuse, the emotional manipulation in narcissistic relationships often goes unnoticed by others and even by the victims themselves. This subtlety makes it hard to recognize and admit the abuse. You might downplay or make excuses for the narcissist's behavior. You convince yourself that it wasn't that bad, or that you are just overreacting. This constant doubt and confusion are clear signs of deep emotional scars. The abuse is so hidden that it can leave you feeling lost and unsure. Understanding what happened becomes a challenging task. It can take a long time to realize the extent of the harm done. This insidious nature of narcissistic abuse makes healing even harder. Next, we will talk about isolation. Narcissistic abusers often isolate their victims from friends and family to maintain control. Even after the relationship ends, the pain of isolation lingers. You might feel disconnected from people you were once close to, struggling to rebuild those relationships. Making new friends can seem nearly impossible. Loneliness is not just about being alone. It's also about feeling emotionally cut off. Trusting others becomes incredibly hard. Opening up about your experiences feels scary and overwhelming. You might worry that no one will understand or believe you. This isolation can make you feel invisible and unheard. It's a deep, aching loneliness that seems to never go away. Third, low self-esteem. Chronic criticism and manipulation can slowly destroy your self-esteem. Victims of narcissistic abuse often absorb the negative messages, believing they are unworthy or unlovable. This deep-seated low self-esteem shows up in many ways. You might constantly seek validation from others, always needing reassurance. You may be overly self-critical, focusing on your flaws and mistakes. Feeling incapable of achieving your goals becomes a constant struggle. The abuse leaves you doubting your abilities and worth. This profound impact on your self-worth can last for years. It's hard to shake off the belief that you don't deserve happiness or success. Overcoming this low self-esteem is a long and challenging journey. The fourth sign is sudden, unexplainable shaking. A less commonly discussed symptom of deep emotional scars from narcissistic abuse is sudden, unexplainable shaking. This shaking is a physical sign of anxiety or panic that can happen without any clear trigger. Your body might be reacting to unresolved trauma, showing a fight or flight response even when you are in a safe situation. This can be both confusing and frightening. The sudden shaking can make you feel like you have no control over your body. It adds another layer of difficulty to your emotional recovery. You might worry about when it will happen next. This unpredictable symptom can make daily life more challenging. It's a clear sign that the trauma has deeply affected you. Understanding and addressing this symptom is crucial for healing. Number 5. Afraid to talk to new people. Social anxiety and fear of new interactions are common among those who have endured narcissistic abuse. The constant belittling and manipulation can make you wary of others, fearing judgment or exploitation. You might avoid social situations, feeling extreme anxiety when meeting new people. Worries about being hurt again can overshadow any excitement about new connections. This fear can significantly limit your social and professional life. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of avoidance and loneliness. Making new friends or networking at work can feel impossible. You might feel like you're always on guard, afraid to let your true self show. This ongoing anxiety can be exhausting and isolating. Breaking free from this fear is a challenging but essential step toward reclaiming your life. Imagine you're trying to recover from years of narcissistic abuse, and now you're terrified of talking to new people. The constant belittling from your abuser has made you wary of others, always fearing judgment and exploitation. You start avoiding social gatherings, feeling extreme anxiety at the thought of meeting someone new. Even casual interactions at work feel overwhelming, as worries about being hurt again overshadow any excitement about potential connections. This fear significantly limits your social and professional life, trapping you in a cycle of avoidance and loneliness. Making new friends seems impossible, and networking events become a nightmare. You feel like you're always on guard, afraid to let your true self show. The ongoing anxiety is exhausting, leaving you isolated and drained. Despite these challenges, breaking free from this fear is essential to reclaiming your life. With time and support, you can begin to slowly open up to new people, rebuilding your confidence and trust. Sixth sign: does not want to go out of the room. Narcissistic abuse can make you want to stay in a safe, controlled environment like your room. You might find comfort in these confines, avoiding the outside world where unpredictability and potential danger lurk. This self-imposed isolation is a coping mechanism to protect yourself from further harm. While it feels safer, it also limits your ability to live a full and engaging life. Staying in your room can become a habit that's hard to break. You miss out on experiences and connections that could bring you joy. This isolation can make you feel trapped and lonely. Facing the world again seems overwhelming and scary. However, stepping outside is crucial for your healing journey. Reconnecting with the world can gradually help you reclaim your life. And lastly, unable to sleep well. Sleep disturbances are another common sign of deep emotional scars from narcissistic abuse. You might struggle with insomnia, nightmares, or restless sleep, plagued by thoughts and memories of the abuse. The lack of restorative sleep can make other symptoms worse, like anxiety, depression, and physical health issues. Your mind and body stay in a state of hypervigilance, making it hard to get the rest you need to heal. Tossing and turning becomes a nightly routine. You wake up feeling exhausted no matter how long you stay in bed. The fear and stress follow you into your dreams, turning them into nightmares. This ongoing battle for sleep can leave you feeling hopeless. Overcoming these sleep issues is essential for your recovery. With time and the right support, you can find ways to achieve better rest and start healing. Imagine trying to fall asleep every night, but your mind won't let you rest. You lie in bed, struggling with insomnia, plagued by thoughts and memories of the narcissistic abuse you endured. When you do manage to sleep, it's restless and filled with nightmares that replay the traumatic experiences. You wake up feeling exhausted no matter how many hours you spend in bed. The lack of restorative sleep worsens your anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. Your body remains in a state of hypervigilance as if it's constantly on alert. This nightly routine of tossing and turning makes you feel hopeless and drained. The fear and stress from the abuse follow you into your dreams, turning them into terrifying nightmares. This ongoing battle for sleep leaves you feeling defeated. Finding ways to improve your sleep is essential for your recovery. With time and the right support, you can start to rest more peacefully and begin to heal. Now, moving forward. Recognizing these strange signs is the first step toward addressing the deep emotional scars left by narcissistic abuse. Healing is a gradual process that often requires professional help, such as therapy, to work through the trauma and rebuild your self-esteem and trust in others. Remember, you are not alone, and recovery is possible with the right support and self-care.